Right. Okay, please give it up for your next act, ladies and gentlemen, Richard Hoare! Woo! That's you? Is he gone? Prick's been training me for 8 weeks, I still can't stand it. Just want to clarify what he said there. My name is Richard Hoare, not Hawking. Don't let the wheels fool you. But we are all here this evening raising money for Cancer Research UK, as you all know. Cancer's got this new identity, I think, in the last few years. It's become known as the Big C, which some people think is quite cool. I actually think is a bit irritating, and the reason I find it a bit irritating is I've got to find a new nickname for my ex-partner. But I know some of you are looking at me and thinking, hey Richard, what's the nature of your disability? Or as taxi drivers so daintily put it, so what's wrong with you then? I've actually got MS. As you can see, my legs don't really work properly. What you can't see is that my eyes also don't work very properly. They're severely damaged. I'm actually registered blind. And fun fact, I'm also a gay man, so I'm sort of like a walking advert for diversity this evening. Not so much of the walking, obviously, there we go. But I come here before you this evening, a proud, proud black man. Anyway, a few years ago when I was registered blind, one of my friends said to me, well, at least now it makes your love life a lot more exciting. And I said, why will it make my love life more exciting? She went, because now all your dates will be blind dates. Thank you for that. She's not the brightest, my friend. She thinks a period drama is when she's 3 days late. But basically, she came to me a few weeks ago when she found out I signed up for tonight, and she said, oh Richard, please hand me a phone so I can download an app for you. You can meet up with other local comedians, you can share material and things, it tells you how far away they are from you and stuff like that. I thought, oh, that's brilliant, you know, I can get some tips. So she did something with my phone, I handed it back to me and I said, what exactly do you think you've put on my phone? And she went, it's that new comedy app, it's called Grindr. Well, I'm slightly familiar with Grindr, and I can tell you that the people on there want a lot more than their ribs tickled, let me tell you. One of the other things we had to do during training was decide what type of comedian we wanted to be, and I decided very early on that I didn't really want to be like a political comedian, because of what's going on in the world actually quite scares me. You know, you look at London, you've got Theresa May, who kind of reminds me of Daniel Craig as James Bond, because she hasn't quite announced she's leaving the role yet, but we've all talking about who's going to replace her already. And then, of course, you've got the lovely tragicomedy in America at the White House, which kind of reminds me of my IBS, to be honest. Stick with me. It's an unpredictable Trump, which, if left unsupervised, is going to unleash a whole load of shit on it. I think one of the other reasons I was drawn to comedy is that I've always been really into language and words and how we use them and things. I went so far once as to date an English teacher. Unfortunately, it didn't last very long. He didn't like my inappropriate use of the colon. So. But the other thing I've learned, being a member of several diversity groups, is basically... Thanks for that. Basically, people use words to ask questions. People who aren't part of those diversity groups are basically nosy bastards. So they always ask you questions in the most inappropriate situations, like usually in front of groups. And you know, because I can't really see a group, I don't really know how many people are there and how many people I'm making a tit of myself in front of. So I was once asked by a devout Christian girl, at a wedding, why do I think my sinful lifestyle is appropriate? And I said, well, to be honest with you, love, I'm not the one on my knees every night praying for a man to come for the second time. And then at a team meeting in work, the girl said to me, "Oh, Richard, my mum and I were watching TV last night, and we were talking about you." And I said, "Oh, were you?" And she said, "Well, not really you, just gay relationships in general. You know, obviously I'm the flag bearer for the entire gay community." And she said, "We were just talking, you know, about how you decide." I said, "Decide what?" She went, "You know. Who's the postman and who's the letterbox?" I said, "Right, my love, I've got two responses to that question. Number one is, how dare you ask me that? I would never ask you what goes on in your bedroom. It shouldn't really matter to you. You know, I think it's despicable, really, you feel you should ask that question." She looked a bit forlorn and, you know, sheepish. She said, "What's the second response?" I said, "Well, I don't think you even needed to ask that question because the answer is perfectly obvious. We tossed for it." Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Richard Hoare. Thank you very much.